Hey, family, welcome again to Put Your Dukes Up Reactions. Simply translate to, you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. All right, let's tie our shoes up and take a walk. We're going down to the dirty South once again, Georgia. Uh, we got a music producer and a postal worker, been unalive. Let's see what they're talking about. I ain't seen too much of this one, so we in this together. Let's go.
As Postal Service mail carrier, he was delivering mail in DeKalb County when someone opened fire on his mail truck.
Baby boy, if you're listening to your mama,
Shannon Graves now looks up to heaven
know that we all love you and miss you so much.
to talk to her son.
My sunshine. He always brighten the day.
Postal worker being killed on the job, delivering a route.
Yeah, fortunately, it's a very rare occurrence. This was a very tragic loss for the Postal Service. Fortunately, it does not happen very often, but the investigation went pretty quickly, and we're very happy with the results. So it was a combination of both of investigative techniques, also the tips. Yeah.
Are you guys naming the suspect at this time?
No, ma'am.
Previous Graves' mother tells me her tears would not stop flowing earlier, saying it felt as if a spirit took over. That is how intense her pain is.
Whoever did this to my child, please come forward because it's not fair to the family and his friends or either his coworkers because you took away somebody special from all of us.
Recently, a postal worker who was known as a music producer was gunned down while on the clock. His vehicle crashed into a nearby yard as chaos unfolded around him. An Amazon driver next door heard the commotion. Neighbors rushed outside. Cameras captured the moment as they tried to help, only to find the driver slumped over, already gone. No early speculation started to spread online. People questioning whether this was a robbery, a package dispute, or something deeper. But as of right now, none of these claims has been officially confirmed. What we do know is this. Just days later, authorities arrested a suspect at a local halfway house in Atlanta. And after digging into this man's background, the story takes an even darker turn. We're talking about an individual with an extensive criminal history, including a murder case tied to 2024, along with multiple arrests before and after the incident. Some charges were minor, but others were so bizarre they shocked even seasoned investigators, including a road rage situation where he allegedly bit a man's face. So today, we're going to break down this entire case in chronological order, from the moments leading up to the shooting to the arrest at the halfway house and everything between, while also paying respect to the life that was lost and identify the victim at the center of this tragedy. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Fan meet 31-year-old DeQuavius Graves. He loved working for the USPS as a postal worker. They said he also worked as a music producer. They described him as a model citizen, an artistic genius, and a great friend. Friends say some people know him, affectionately called him Big Quay. And on Thursday, February 12th, 2026, at around 7 p.m., he was finishing up his route as a postal worker. He had this same route since he started just 3 years ago. While approaching Oxford Drive, surveillance video captured his vehicle driving past residential homes. One happens to be a transition facility, also known as the halfway house. Graves and his mail carrier car was shot multiple times, causing him to crash in a nearby neighbor's yard. Now, at the time, there was no arrest. But because this victim was a United States Postal Service worker, this case immediately crossed into federal territory. Attacking or targeting a federal employee while they're on duty isn't just a local crime. This becomes a federal offense, which means federal investigators step in alongside the local police. And that's exactly what happened here. Agencies begin working together, and within days, a reward totaling $250,000 was announced. That money wasn't coming from just one place. It was a combination of federal resources, law enforcement partnerships, and postal inspection service programs meant to bring in fast information from the public. Investigators hoped that reward would speed things up. As we're about to see, it didn't take long before a major break came into this case.
If you're listening to your mama,
Shannon Graves now looks up to heaven
know that we all love you and miss you so much.
to talk to her son.
My sunshine. He always brighten the day.
She describes her son, 31-year-old DeQuavius Graves, as a mama's boy who always knew how to make her laugh. But police say Thursday night he was shot and killed in DeKalb County, ending his life in an instant.
And I was like, this is not real. I kept telling them, this is a dream. Y'all telling me my child is dead? No way. There's no way.
Graves says her son was shot while working as a postal worker, completing a route on Oxford Lane. He's worked for USPS for the last 3 years.
From my understanding, he made everybody smile at the job and on his route, because every time on his route, they would give him some snacks, or like when it's hot, they would give him water. So he loved it.
Graves was passionate about producing music, performing with his cousin Nosakere Andrews.
He's always allowed me to physically and figuratively get on top of his shoulders.
Andrews says his cousin spent years helping him become a musician.
I wouldn't be where I am in life as a producer, as an artist, or even as a person without my cousin. Anything that I needed him to do for me, he would do it. He was just a kind-hearted, selfless, hard-working person.
Now the family is demanding answers, desperate to know why his life was cut short.
Why? Why would somebody want to do that?
This was a very cowardly move, and I want you to please come forward and give yourself up.
There is a $250,000 reward in the search for the person who killed a U.S. Postal Service mail carrier. He was delivering mail in DeKalb County when someone opened fire on his mail truck. Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez, live in DeKalb County, where the victim's co-workers are very concerned.
Karen and George, this is the post office on Wesley Chapel and Statfinger Roads, and we're here because this is where Jaquavius Graves would get his mail truck, head out for his shift, and this is where he would return. Now, he was driving a mail van that looked just like this one. A spokesperson for USPS told us since the shooting, counselors have been at this location to comfort staff as police and other investigators try to figure out why someone killed a mail carrier on the job. When someone shot and killed Quay here on Oxford Drive, a neighbor's surveillance camera recorded this video. DeKalb County police and federal investigators are using it to figure out if someone targeted the victim because of his job with the U.S. Postal Service or if there's some other motive. USPS is posting this reward flyer all over the DeKalb County neighborhood. Police have been canvassing since Thursday's shooting. They're offering $250,000 for information that leads to an arrest.
Now, at this point in the investigation, authorities still haven't publicly released the name of the person they had in custody. What they did confirm was that a man had been detained and questioned, and that same individual was already connected to another homicide case back in August of 2024 on Marietta Street. And that's where things started lining up. Because after doing my own research, cross-checking previous reports and public records, I was able to identify the person investigators was referring to, a man already facing serious allegations tied to the killing of a 24-year-old victim nearly 2 years ago. The man identified through those records is Nigel Williams, 24 years old, someone with a criminal history that stretched back years, including that August of 2024 Marietta Street homicide investigators reference. But to really understand how we got here, we got to go back to 2020, because this wasn't the first time his name showed up in serious investigation. Back in August of 2020, Nigel was just 19 years old when he got into a scuffle with a woman over his speed in a parking lot near Kennesaw. Police say he bit the woman's face, removing the flesh and fatty tissue, leaving a 2-inch bite, and fled the scene. He refused to turn himself in. He was later arrested at his home and booked into a Cobb County jail, released 2 days after his arrest on a $7,500 bond. In March of 2023, Williams entered a plea deal to resolve 4 separate cases in Cobb County Superior Court. As part of the agreement, Williams was sentenced to 1 case, while prosecutors granted a no prosequi, which is a formal notice to drop charges, in 3 others. Those cases included an arrest for aggravated battery and aggravated assault in January 2022, involving a firearm, a battery, and unlawful acts in the penal institution in March of 2022, and felony drug possession in December of 2021. But then after all that, according to Cobb County, he got away with a murder for almost 2 years from an incident dating back on August 1st, 2024 on the 800 block of West Marietta Street at the Westmont Student Lofts. Police arrived at the scene and saw an unidentified 24-year-old man with an apparent gunshot wound. May he rest in peace and love and condolences to his family. Medics pronounced him dead at the scene.
Police find.
And we are staying on a developing story, a deadly shooting at a student housing complex in Northwest Atlanta. News Chopper 2 was over the Westmar Lofts on Marietta Street. That's near Georgia Tech during Channel 2 Action News at noon. Channel 2's Brian Mims is live there now. And Brian, you learned that several people have been shot at this complex in recent years.
Exactly. This is the fourth person shot and the second person killed at Westmar Lofts since 2017. The apartment complex entrance is right here across West Marietta Street. The call came in just after 9:30 this morning. Police arrived to find that 24-year-old man dead from a gunshot wound. Police cars were parked for hours outside this apartment building at Westmar Lofts. A couple of tenants briefly spoke with me off camera, saying they were shocked and Westmar Lofts markets to students at Georgia Tech and Georgia State University. Police have not said whether the victim was a student, only that he was 24 years old. Police have also not described the circumstances surrounding the shooting. Several people have been shot at Westmar Lofts since 2017. In May 2023, a man survived after being shot multiple times during a party. In April 2022, a 24-year-old man was shot and killed. Police arrested the accused shooter the next year. And in 2017, an 18-year-old woman survived after she was shot in the face while visiting a friend at the apartment complex. Now, it's unclear exactly where inside the building the victim was found. Police have cleared the scene after spending several hours out here. I checked with Atlanta Police late this afternoon. A spokesman emailed me back to say the investigation is, quote, active and ongoing with no further information available. Live in Northwest Atlanta, Brian Mims, Channel 2, Action News.
Don't know how, but with an extensive record like Nigel Williams, he got away with that murder, according to Cobb Police. Just 9 days before the Postal Service worker lost his life, Nigel Williams was arrested by Sandy Springs police on felony theft by conversion. He was released the following day on a non-cash bond pre-trial agreement. Nonetheless, Tuesday, February 17, 2026, Nigel Williams, 24 years old, was charged with murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. This was the press conference shortly after his arrest.
And the FBI, in conjunction with them, we're able to take a suspect of interest into custody this evening in connection with the homicide of USPS letter carrier DeQuavius Graves.
Did he live at this home? The arrest happened here, or did it happen earlier? Can you tell us a little bit about kind of what happened, the operation here on this street at this house?
Yes, sir. The arrest did not occur here. It was in Atlanta. As far as the rest of the information, I will have to, can't speak to that at this moment. Yes, sir.
Are you able to say if he was wanted for something else that resulted in that arrest connecting him to this?
Yes, sir. He was wanted for a previous murder. Yes, sir.
And where was that out of?
Atlanta. Yes, sir.
So he was wanted for this murder, and then come to find out he's allegedly tied now to killing one of your workers here on Oxford Drive on February 12th.
Yes, sir. That is correct.
Can you talk about this crime? It's something we don't see often around here. Postal worker being killed on the job, delivering a route.
Yeah, fortunately, it's a very rare occurrence. This was a very tragic loss for the Postal Service. Fortunately, it does not happen very often, but the investigation went pretty quickly, and we're very happy with the results.
Can you talk a little bit about the home that you guys went inside of? Who lived there? You heard that it may have been a halfway home as well.
At this time, I can't speak to that, sir.
Oh, Pammy, like I say, I'm just not watching it. Didn't he just say he had a non-cash bond for what? What was that thing he just had a non-cash bond for? I'm sure whatever it was some type of serious crime. And Georgia just let him out and walk. And then he found out he wanted for murder. I mean, take that back. Wanted for a body, I guess I can say. Wow, I'm trying to figure that out because I think they said, man, I'm going to have to go back and check that out. But he was already out on a violent crime. He was wanted for a body. And then he catch another body while he looking for a body. Georgia, y'all got to do better.
You talk about the investigation that went into this. Obviously, he's out on a route. You can't give everything away, but
I got big family with him.
Allegedly tied this thing up pretty fast, and then knowing that he's already out with another crime. And can you just talk about what all went into this, who you worked with?
Yeah, so like I said, DeKalb County was a big help, working with the FBI and coordination with them just to locate the suspect. As far as speaking to the events that led up to the homicide, unfortunately, right now I can't speak to that at a later date.
How instrumental was video ring cam, video neighbors said that detectives were out over the last few days asking if they had any. Was that instrumental in being able to identify him as a suspect?
It certainly played a role. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Do you have warrants on the suspect right now, or I give you a name? Could you say it's him? Have you guys secured those warrants as far as the suspect?
No, sir. I cannot give that right now. He was taken in on the APD warrant. Yes, sir.
So right now, is it safe to say he is a person of interest in this homicide, and you guys are working to secure warrants for this operation tonight?
Yes, sir. He's a person of interest. Yeah.
And who was killed in the initial warrant for his arrest?
I'm not sure, sir.
I spoke with DeClavius's mom very briefly. She said she had not heard any updates yet, but her heart is yearning for closure. Anything that you'd want to say to her?
Yeah, we are very sorry for the loss of DeClavius. It's tragic when we lose anybody in the postal family, and we take it very seriously, protecting our personnel. So we were very happy that we could get this taken care of very quickly and get a suspect in custody. It was in Atlanta. Yeah. I can't disclose that at this time.
But this is his home. This is the address where he lives.
It was believed to be a residence that he lived in, not necessarily his residence. But, yeah.
Was it? I know. Last question for me. Yesterday, you guys put out obviously $250,000 is quite the reward in this case. Was it tips that came from the public, or was it more just the investigative work? A lot of people in the neighborhoods like snitch for that $250,000.
Well, that's generally what is placed, put out during a homicide investigation with the Postal Inspection Service. So it was a combination of both of investigative techniques, also the tips. Yeah.
Are you guys naming the suspect at this time?
No, ma'am.
At the end of the day, fam, the story isn't just about investigations, federal charges, or timelines. It's about a man who woke up, went to work, and never made it back home. A postal worker, a music producer, a life that meant something to people beyond these headlines. As this federal case continues to unfold and more details come to light, one thing remains clear. The community is still searching for answers, and the family is left dealing with a loss that can't be replaced. We're going to keep following this story closely, separating the facts from speculation and bringing you updates as they happen. Because like I always tell y'all, I'm just here to bring the story. With that being said, let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah, family. Again, I send my condolences to the family of the young man that lost his life. Again, these streets are tricky. You know, pretty sad when your man go to work, try to provide for his family, he can't get home to be the provider that he is. Again, I send my condolences to the family, and on to the next one. But I need y'all to do me a favor. Like, subscribe. Come on, I'm trying to get in the algorithm here. Help me get there. I will never forget my day one. Let's go. Till next time. Peace.
Say no, crack kids, yeah, 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 yeah.